Hi, Team Gerwell. You're flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today's lesson is Topic 3, Lesson 6. And our learning target is, I will be able to multiply by one-digit numbers using different strategies. Here is today's vocab. Be sure to pause if you need more time to make sure that you write them all down carefully. The first word is multiplication. That's the operation that you use when you are combining groups of things. Our second word is standard algorithm. That's the good old-fashioned way of multiplying. Probably how Mom and Dad learned. At least that's the way I learned. Partial products, that's another way to multiply by adding two products. And then, digital root. It is a way to check your answers by adding. It's super easy and most people don't know how to do it, but by the end of today's lesson, you'll know how. So why do you need to learn how to multiply two different ways? Well, that's a question I get all of the time, and I'm going to be showing you lots and lots of different strategies to do lots of different things, and here's the reason why. Number one, if I wanted to hang a picture on my wall, I might use a hammer to put the nail into the wall, right? Or if you're like me, I might grab the end of a screwdriver and use that to hammer the nail into the wall. Either tool will work, right? They both get the job done. Well, imagine your brain as a toolbox, and I am filling your brain or your toolbox with all kinds of different tools. You just use the one that works best for you. If there's a way that I teach you, then you don't understand it very well, but you understand another way, all that matters is that you get the right answer. So you'll be using whatever strategy or whatever tool works best for you. Okay, here's the first way of doing multiplication. We learned this in the 4th grade. It's the standard algorithm. It's what I call the good old-fashioned way. So what you're going to do first is you're going to multiply the 3 times the 6, and that's 18. So you put the 8 down there and carry the 1. That's 1/10 that you've carried over. So now we're going to do 2 times 6, which is 12, and then add our carried over, which gives us 13. So once again, we're going to carry a 1. Then 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So we'll put our decimal point, or I'm sorry, our comma in there, and we'll show that the answer is 2,538. Pretty simple, right? Okay, you try one. Go ahead and pause the video, go through and try the standard algorithm on this, and then come back and we'll go for the answers. Okay, here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. 5 times 9 is 45, so we put the 5 down there and we carry the 4. 6 times 9 is 54, plus 4 is 58, carry the 5. And you know what to do from there, right? So 6,885 is the answer. I hope that's the answer you got too. If you didn't, I want you to pause the video and go back and see if you can figure out where your mistake was. Here's another way, another tool to put in your toolbox called partial products. This personally I find much easier than doing the standard algorithm because you can do partial products in your head. The first thing you're going to do is just like when we did the standard algorithm, and you're going to multiply 3 times 6. Well, we know that that's 18, right? So the next thing you're going to do is multiply the 2, but this stands for 2 tens, so you're going to imagine that being a 20. So you're going to multiply 20 times 6. Well, we know 2 times 6 is 12, so we're just going to put a 0 on the end of it, and that's going to be 120. Then all you do is add. You can do that in your head. The answer here is 138. Okay, now you try one. Go ahead and pause the video. Try doing this using partial products. If you forgot how to do it, rewind the video and watch the previous problem again. Okay, we're coming back for the answers in 3, 2, 1. We start off by doing 2 times 8, which is 16. Then we're going to multiply the tens, and there are 5 tens, so that's 50. 50 times 8 is 400, and then we can add it in our heads, 416. Did you get the right answer? See, I think partial products are the easiest way to go, but that's just my favorite tool in the toolbox. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get the right answer. If you didn't get this answer right, I want you to pause the video and go back and rework it. See if you can find out where you made your mistake. Now, be prepared to be amazed. This is something called checking with the digital root. It sounds very fancy and very important and very difficult, but actually it is such an easy way to check. Now, later on, I'll be telling you that you should check with the inverse operation, which the opposite of multiplication is division, but we're going to be doing something that I think is even easier because all you're doing is adding single digits. It's so easy. Anyway, so here's our original problem, 52 times 8, and we found that the answer was 416. Well, this is how you check for a digital root. You're going to start off by adding the 2 digits on top of your multiplication problem. So 5 plus 2 equals 7. You always want to get this down to 1 digit, and it is 1 digit. So then we're going to look down here at the 8. That's just 1 digit too. So we're just going to transfer it over here. Now, whatever operation you're doing here is the operation you're going to do to these two numbers to find the digital root. So 7 times 8 is 56. But that's 2 digits, and we need 1 digit. So we're just going to add the 5 plus the 6. 5 plus 6 equals 11. Still 2 digits. So we're going to add 1 plus 1. And I hope you all remember how to add 1 plus 1 because that's 2. So the digital root of 52 times 8 is 2. Now we're going to do the same thing with the answer and see if the digital root matches. So we're going to add the 4 plus the 1, which is 5, then 5 plus 6, which is 11. Oops, that's 2 digits. We just need it down to 1. So we're going to add 1 plus 1, and that equals 2. So if your answers, your digital root matches up, then you've got the right answer. Now, the only time this doesn't work is if you flipped like the 1 and the 4 and you made the answer 146. Then it won't help you, but in 99.9% of times, if you check with the digital root, you're going to know that you had the right answer. Okay, now I want you to try. So you're going to do the following problems. Each problem I want you to do using both the standard algorithm and do it again using partial products. Then check using the digital root. I want to see all of your work, so this should take up a lot of space. If you have to go on the next page, that's fine. I just want to make sure that you know how to use all the tools in your toolbox. Then from here on out, you can choose whichever one works best for you. Remember, if you forgot how to do any of these, all you have to do is rewind the video and watch it again. So I'm going to have you pause now and work out the problems. Okay, answers are coming up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here are your answers. Number 1, you should have 175. Number 2, the answer is 936. And number 3, the answer is 5,726. Okay, before you go, make sure you've checked your work and you wrote down how many you got correct. Be honest because it isn't for a grade. I want you to fill out that self-reflection. Could you teach all of these different strategies to a friend or maybe just one of them? And under questions you still have, if there's one of the strategies that I showed you tonight that you still don't know how to do, be sure to write that down under questions so that I can make sure to work with you tomorrow on them. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great night and I will see you tomorrow.